That's a hell of a thing your boys did, Artanis. Sky Shield is back online. We're about to call down the cavalry.
We will join you on the surface and extract the keystone.
I got some bad news for you. Seems our friends below had the same idea. While we were fighting to get planetside, the Imperial Palace was raided. Security data indicates the keystone was taken. My mama used to have a saying, when it rains, it floods.
I am uncertain as to how this saying is helpful, friend Raynor.
Me either. Wait a minute. I'm getting intel. A Mobius Core evac team is headed toward Bennett Port. They got the keystone.
We shall not let them escape.
Alright, welcome back to StarCraft 2.
The Solar Core requires your attention, Hierarch. Please visit it at your earliest convenience.
Legacy of the Void, Episode 5. Brothers in Arms getting underway.
The Solar Matrix Core. Truly an impressive sight.
A synthetic star. Imagine what went into its creation. This chamber provides power to the Spear of Adun and all its systems. Its radiance even contributes nourishment for our warriors.
How long until you can bring its tactical systems online?
System analysis has begun. The star has lain dormant for an eon. It will take time, and a powerful ignition catalyst like Solarite to restore it to full capacity.
Solarite? The Firstborn haven't utilized Solarite in millennia.
This vessel is ancient, Hierarch. We will need to exhaust even unconventional resources if we are to bring it to bear.
Do what you can, Phase Smith. We will acquire what you need.
Very well. You may begin augmenting the Solar Core whenever you are ready.
Okay, this is going to end up being like the laboratory and the Hyperion from Wings of Liberty, or Kerrigan's Chambers from Heart of the Swarm.
Select the core to start reviewing your options, Hierarch. This array displays an overview of the Spear of Adun's weapon and support systems. Each system can only be configured to have one active ability at a time. You may select different abilities to complement your tactical decisions in different battles, Hierarch. Our current available Solarite is displayed here. Any leftover Solarite can be routed to our auxiliary systems. You may begin diverting Solarite now.
Okay, this interface is kind of confusing. There are 6 columns from left to right, and each column has 3 abilities, each requiring more and more Solarite to make active. And what Karax was saying is within each column, only one ability can be active at a time. So it's very similar to Kerrigan's abilities. Similar to that, you can change these allocations in between missions, etc., etc. So to start off, we're going to go with Chrono Surge. That takes 25. That increases research and unit production rate on buildings. We're going to leave Orbital Strike there, and then with the extra, we're going to put it into bonus starting supply.
You look different, Phase Smith.
Ah, you must be referring to these mechanical arms. I constructed them to improve my efficiency while running the Solar Core. So far, they have been quite helpful.
I must remind you, our sacred law, the Deul, clearly forbids us to interfere with lesser beings, unless there is a direct threat to the Empire. Your choice to aid these Terrans is perplexing.
Why do you assume that they are lesser beings, Rohana?
I do not make an assumption. Gaze upon them. Unsophisticated, primitive. They communicate through orifices, mouths.
Many, including myself, once thought as you do. But I have seen their nobility. In time, you will also.
So it kind of goes without saying at this point, but just like the other games, the Spear of Adun is the spaceship in which you do your upgrades, have conversations in between missions, launch new missions, etc., etc.
It's looking bad, Artanis. A lot of dead people down there. We gotta take these bastards out.
What could have led these Terrans to come under Amon's thrall?
They were assigned to some top-secret details, running security at Dr. Narud's hybrid research labs. After Valerian re-established the government, the Mobius Foundation went dark. Last transmissions were chaotic, crazed. Next thing we know, the attack started.
The Naemon has turned them into his slaves, an army. They are dangerous, but they are only the start of the war to come.
You always were the optimistic sort. Mobius Corps is making their way to Bennett Port with the artifact. We gotta stop them before they get away with it. Welcome to Bennett Port, at least what's left of it. Mobius Corps has entrenched themselves here to keep us from the artifact. Valerian's setting up his base now. Once he gets...
Raynor, what is happening?
The hybrid are channeling void energy into the Keystone. The resulting psionic disruption has overwhelmed the Terrans.
Deploy our immortals. We need heavy assault to protect these Terrans until the disruption subsides.
Man, that's 2 I owe you, Artanis. Felt like I was losing my damn mind.
The Keystone is recharging, Commander. They will surely activate it again soon. We must reclaim it.
You ain't kidding. Let's lock and load, partner.
Okay, let's lock and load there, Big Devatron. We got a new unit, the Immortal. Karax is going to tell us a little bit about them.
We can construct immortals from the robotics facility. They are quite effective at sieging enemies or defending our allies.
All right. My boys are taking this fight to Mobius Corps. And once you got your defenses in place, bring the heat.
Sabil pours along. It is death.
This disruption has hit my forces hard. We've taken heavy casualties, and we're going to need more time to establish our fortifications. Do what you can to keep them at bay.
Already on it. Your position will be secure till they fire off that keystone again.
Okay, so a typical kind of slow, steady start. I am trying to get out a couple immortals for the first fight that we're going to have to do prior to anything else, like upgrades or anything extra.
Hierarch, several of our Dominion research facilities are reporting that they are under attack. If you can rescue them, I'll return any Protoss technology they've collected to you.
And you may remember the Immortal from the Prophecy missions in Wings of Liberty. They're a really hard-hitting, just robot. Now, they can't hit air units, but as far as hitting ground units, they hit like a truck, and they're good at taking down buildings and armored enemies and whatnot. And I don't believe I ever really used them after this mission. Maybe here or there, or sometimes you start with one. But this is pretty much all we're going to do for this mission, is make immortals and nothing else.
Hierarch, I'm detecting a significant energy spike. I expect the Keystone will emit another disruption nova soon.
I return to serve.
Fear consume you. We have liberated a Dominion facility.
Can't believe we made it out alive. Some of our medics will stay behind in case you need them.
I feel our duty is unending. I return to serve. Our duty is I heed the call.
The attackers have fallen. Forge ahead to the Keystone's location.
Commander, our forces are ready. The Dominion is engaging Mobius Core.
Okay, not too bad. Lost one immortal, but decent micro for not having health bars displayed. And most important, we didn't let them destroy any Alliance buildings. If you can keep the hybrid from killing, I think, less than 5 Alliance buildings, you get an achievement called For the Alliance. And I've already got the achievements, but I did want to do it so that you would see them.
Mobius Core has turned their sights upon our Nexus. Prepare for battle.
All will worship, or be forever silent!
Okay, notice here we're going to use Chrono Surge, our Spear of Adun ability. I put it on the Forge. I had already paid for and queued up all 3 upgrades.
Upgrade complete.
And bam, there's the first one already done. So it increases research rate by 1,000% for 20 seconds. Or if you put it on a building that produces units, like say a Nexus, if you want to pump out a bunch of probes really quickly, or robotics facility like here, it increases unit production by 1,000% for 20 seconds as well. I actually end up having enough energy once it comes off of cooldown to cast it again, so I'm going to do that, and it's going to bang out all 3 upgrades for the mission right away. So that's handy. It's a great ability to bring along if you have the spare Solarite and you don't need summon Pylon or later summon reinforcements. Warp-in reinforcements is the tier 3 one. But yeah, it's a great ability.
Upgrade complete.
Another disruption will occur soon. Remember, we can use this time to protect our allies from the hybrid, or attack Mobius Core.
To serve. It is destined. We shall serve.
The Keystone's disruption is also affecting the Mobius Core. We should attack them once our allies are safe.
Cores, I heed the call. Our duty, I feel. Glory is it Osharis Shien. I return to
You have not enough minerals.
Unda Aiki Osharis Shien. I feel your our duty is
That's one hell of a headache. Thanks for the help, Artanis.
Okay, so kind of a close call there. You notice in between disruption phases, I chose to expand, start getting economy saturated, get the upgrades done, etc. And I didn't produce a lot of units. So I had very few immortals to work with there. But I was able to pull through and didn't lose any Alliance structures. Had the help of an orbital strike, etc. But now that we got all this economy booming and we're expanding and we got decent income on both resources, now it's time to, you know, build a whole big army of immortals, and then, you know, the fights aren't going to be so close, Devatron. We're just going to trounce this map.
I return to serve.
Okay, you notice there I didn't hit that science vessel with orbital strike enough times to take it out. And that happened earlier on a fight right there. I used it on a Raven, like 2 or 3 clicks of the 5, and it wasn't enough. So, a couple things. Orbital strike is not that great. That's why it's only a tier 1 ability. It costs 0 solarite to have active, so it can't be that awesome, right? And then the other thing is, this strategy of mine, you know, has an obvious weakness. You know, I can't attack air units. Now, I could make some stalkers to solve that, but you're going to see shortly why orbital strike and just kind of playing smart is enough for this map.
The Keystone is about to emit another disruption nova. The Terrans will be incapacitated while the disruption is active.
You have not enough minerals. Osiris, Shien, our duty is unending. Your minds shall be torn asunder. I return to serve. Glory is it I heed the call. Sabir. I return to serve. I return to serve. Pause. Osiris, Shien. We shall serve. You have not enough minerals. I return to serve.
Assault. Continue onward, warriors.
I heed the call.
The enemy dark there for a while. Good thing you've got our backs.
Okay, a little bit of a close call. I was guessing they were going up and they went down, so almost
I return to
lost
serve.
some units. And then notice here, Chrono Surge again.
I return to
Look how
serve.
fast it pumps out these robots.
I return to serve. I return to serve.
I mean, it's incredible when you put it on a unit producing facility like that.
I heed
So bam,
the
look at
call.
this. All of a sudden, I went from having like, 8 left to like almost a page of immortals. So yeah, Chrono Surge is great. I love it.
I return to serve.
You must construct additional pylons.
Okay, so one thing when you get this many immortals is you start to micro less and less. If you lose a few, who cares, right? You just have like 100 immortals and they're chewing through everything. And it's a lot of fun. The other thing you may have noticed is this tactic called stutter step or stagger step, where you give the group the command to move, but then you immediately give the group the command to attack, and that'll just hit anything nearby that's in range. So you just go back and forth, move, attack, move, attack, move, attack, and it keeps them from getting clumped up, because that's the downside to having a huge army of immortals, is they have trouble moving through small spaces and getting into range of things to attack them.
Hierarch, I'm detecting a significant energy spike. I expect the Keystone will emit another disruption nova soon.
Return to serve. Submit! I heed the call. Our duty is unending. I feel
You have not enough minerals.
I heed the call. I return to serve. Cause alarm.
Hybrid's assault stopped. We can move forward once more.
Undara Manakai. I return to serve.
Thank you for your help. Our last science vessels are on their way to the front line.
Oh, hell. This doesn't get any easier. Time to take them out.
You have not enough minerals.
We've broken their defenses. Let's get some bunkers out there.
Unacceptable command. We are at maximum supply. Unacceptable command. We are at maximum supply.
I feel. We shall serve
Unacceptable command. We are at maximum supply. Mineral field depleted.
I feel.
Unacceptable command. We are at maximum supply.
Cannon shall it is vested. Undara Manakai.
The Keystone is reaching full power, Hierarch. We will need to defend our allies from the Hybrid once more.
Okay, we're close here. Just one more research facility to secure for the bonus objectives, and then we just need to, press on and get the keystone for the main objective.
I feel your presence. March to victory. It is destined.
Now notice here I split the group, leave half there to fight the hybrid, and then take the rest down here to get the bonus objective.
Our cannon shall
Mineral field depleted.
Thank heavens. Almost everyone died. Just a few medevacs left. I'll send them to support the Emperor's forces.
Emperor Valerian, we have secured all of the threatened facilities.
I promise you, I won't forget this kindness, Hierarch.
Enemies have ceased their assault. We must press on until we reach the keystone.
Otherwise, there's mental breakdown, the achievement to kill 80 enemies that are affected by the disruption. I think we end up with over 100, so no problem there.
Getting real tired of that. Let's give him a taste of the pain.
That did it. We pushed Mobius core back. Damn. Look at this place. Even the Zerg didn't tear into the city like this.
Did you know this warrior?
No. But I know his story. I know all their stories. None of them ever think it'll end like this. Reports been coming in from all over. Dominion worlds overrun. Outposts destroyed. A lot more dead boys out there. Warriors.
Death is the fate of all warriors. A fate we too may soon embrace.
Fate ain't written, Artanis. The way I see it, if Zeratul believed you could make a difference in all this, then this fight's just begun.
It is your custom to shake the hand of a friend, is it not?
Now, Artanis.
All right, some nice cameos from Matt Horner, Valerian Minsk, and of course Jim Raynor. Brothers in Arms, all achievements. Kind of a sad end, but inspirational words from Raynor. We're pressing on for more StarCraft II Legacy of the Void. We'll see you in the next episode.